Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. 0 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game. But you know something's funny, when we talked to him, all he focused on were throws he missed, other opportunities that didn't get done.
Good sign of a leader.
Great sign of a leader, because they didn't win, and that's all he cares about.
Joko, what's up, bro? Yeah. Sorry, I had it took a little bit to get back, but I'm back. Yeah. Good to see you, Joko. But thank you for coming in my library, man. It was good to see you up in there. I hope you had a good time down in Carolinas.
At the Saints offense.
So let's all work
Cape Cod is right above it. You could always come see me before you go
back. The center of this offensive line, the center and the two guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
Yeah. Oh, you son of a
Second and 10. Brissett. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get out. after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Here comes the Saints punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense, they've got it set up on the silver platter. 1st and goal inside the 10. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. Trying to pound it in here with Michelle. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means you're off.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel, touchdown number 15 of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, no chance.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there. To move the sticks.
Here we go. Here we go.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, Kamara. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
On 3rd down, Brissett. Keeps himself upright. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dietrich Wise able to run him down for a loss of 18 yards, and it will be 4th down as well.
Can't give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
How about our reigning AFC Player of the Week, hot-footing it into the secondary on that run?
Yeah, nice long run. That's what got him the award a week ago. Maybe he's trying for 2 in a row here this week. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And on the connection, this is Ryan Izzo complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Down. 10-2 stop. Mark 27. Let's go tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Shoot.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
Let's go.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. James White his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brissett finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch.
I'm here all day.
3rd and short yardage. Brissett. It's caught. Shepard. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Patriots to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well.
Let's go now. 10 Lobo.
Hey, I'm coming, I'm coming.
Get it.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Taco Charlton able to run him down for a loss of a yard. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
A give to Michelle running right. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line. It's the tight end. It's your wide receivers. Everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that if they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
They'll set up to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Philip Dorsett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized. Well coached and extremely confident in what they do.
Extra point forthcoming. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here in some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores, a 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They're there with a tackle, Dietrich Wise Jr. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and knock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Brissett. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. A cool little accomplishment for him passing the football. 25,000 yards. He just surpassed that for his career.
When he was a little guy in the backyard just throwing it around, probably with his dad. He thought about playing in the NFL. He dreamed of it. But to put up these kind of numbers while doing so, that's got to be kind of cool for him. He'll enjoy the heck out of thinking about that when this one is over.
The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Brissett. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at third and a few inches. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. Try to pound it in, Kamara. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it. Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So, flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spend too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Now Michelle. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Sony Michel, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Here comes Michael Thomas and the rest of the Saints offense. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts. One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag.
exciting. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
We're set from the gun on third. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. A 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. A little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. He's up over 1,200 yards now on the season. Had a touchdown on that last drive as well. Things continuing to trend in the right direction for this offense, but specifically, Charles, this running game.
And it all comes back to one word, doesn't it? Cohesion. Because you have to have that. Center, guards, tackles, tight ends. Some of the wide receivers being involved. Maybe a lead runner at times. Maybe a fullback. But all in all, those X's and O's on the grease board that look so nice, that turns into a jumble in real life. And these guys have to know what to do on the run, on the move. They've done it well for them all year long.
Come on.
On second down, Michel. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. That last play, though, not indicative of the night he's had running the football.
No, you're exactly right about that, because all through this evening, it's been their night, hasn't it? One play here, they get it against them. I wouldn't worry about that very much at all. Just continue to do what they've been doing.
Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football.
Let's go get a safety,
They're able to
boys.
almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Safety.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of the team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back next?
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
That's how we do it.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely been a constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
I'm going to try to get a safety. Safety.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4.
Well, I wasn't able to get a safety. I'm sorry, everybody.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
I can't get it all the time. But I'll get a touchdown
for y'all.
for
Coming up in
y'all.
a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he's able to get it out of there. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. 51 yards there on the return punt. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
Good job, baby.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
To throw, Brissett. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 yards, good for the Saints, first down. Throwing, Brissett. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Into the air once more. It's Brissett. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll throw again. Brissett. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
They can't stop the franchise.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That's what I'm talking about. Sacks all day, baby. Go ahead and take a seat. You can't stop me.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home in U.S. Bank Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Chicago Bears. Riley Ridley, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This one fielded at the 5. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
Keep playing hard.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see
how they attack here.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15 line.
Check the outs. Check the outs.
Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flush to his right. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards is the pickup, first down, New Orleans.
Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Mike 52. Here we go.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's
I
a
need
precursor
either
of a big second half.
A
The last run got 6. Now
interception
2nd and 4.
Here we go.
or
Here we go.
pick
Here we
6
go.
or a fumble.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Making the catch is Sternberger.
Damn it. They
And he'll
got
be
first
taken
down
down at
again.
the 44-yard line.
Let's go.
6
Come
yards
on.
the pickup,
Come
and
on,
that's a
D.
first down.
Where's
One
my
thing you're hoping
D
for
at?
when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can
I'm gonna
pick up
take
a
your
lot of
steak
yardage
away
after
tonight
the
if you
catch.
don't win.
But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
I'm gonna take your steak away if you don't win. D.
48 Mike. Hey,
Defense.
Hey, defense, let's go.
The busy night continues for Kamara.
Offense is
Shedding the
winning.
tackle. And it's been like this all night
Offense
long.
is
Nowhere
winning.
to run
Where's
as
my
they stop him
defense? Where's
behind
my
the line.
pick 6s?
It's
Where's
a
my
loss of a yard
fumbles?
there, and now 2nd down.
Come on, D.
He continues to
Get
struggle
up.
to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
No, they're not doing good enough. They haven't picked a pick 6 yet. And that's not normal. That makes me worried.
They run it again with Kamara.
Why would you run it?
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Tight ends right. 4 down, signal.
Out of the gun, Brissett.
Got him.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes
I
down.
got it.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche.
I put a
is gonna
lot of
run on
work
top of
in
them.
on this team, and there's certain people that I'm keeping on my team. And that's why I let some people go. Just so I can keep certain people.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight.
Yeah.
He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the
Angle kicked
sideline.
it.
And this is going
Coward.
to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20.
He's
Yes,
a
it will.
coward.
Side
No,
judge
I
calls
do
it
the same
at the
thing, so.
19-yard line.
Alright.
And now out come the
You
Patriots.
can call me a
And last
coward
time
too,
wasn't
but
pretty.
no,
One
I
play
do
and
the same
interception. We'll
thing.
see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball
Yeah,
again
but
now
I
on this
don't.
drive after what happened on the last one.
Honestly,
Throw it on the
I
first
don't
play. Give
punt
the
that
quarterback some
much.
confidence.
See what
So
happens.
Go.
when I do it,
All day, every day.
it's okay.
Any day.
They begin with Michelle on the ground. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind
I
the
got
line.
stuffed.
It's a loss of 4 on the first
I
down
was
play.
stuffed.
That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine your coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
A first catch for the man leading the NFL in receiving yards in this first month. And a first down to boot.
He gets his first catch there, but all in all, when you're talking about the #1 receiver in the NFL coming into this game, and we're just talking about the first catch there, I think they're doing a nice job of bottling him up.
Ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the ground, Michelle. Tackled there by Alex Anzalone.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And it's Michelle once again. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Let's go.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that. Lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it.
Let's go.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Man left. We got 4.
Now.
They'll run out of the gun with Michelle. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Ready.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Shoot.
He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. He'll take a shot for the end. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. N'Keal Harry, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So, wow, he scrambles right, throws across his body all the way back to the left, but it worked out.
Wouldn't you just love to hear the thought process of the offensive coordinators that play unfolded? And I think a lot of it was, no. Nice throw, my man. Nice throw.
I'd
Good
also
job.
like to hear the quarterback what's going on in his head as that ball leaves his hand.
Oh, please let it get there, because otherwise I'm in big trouble.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A first down throw for Brissett. He gets it to Thomas. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59. All day, baby, all day.
Running with Kamara. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
Yeah. We got a New Orleans down. We'll go see what happened in a second after this play. Yeah. Let's do this.
On 2nd and 12.
Come out.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Right.
It'll be a Saints first.
Let's go check out his injury. See if I took him out for the game or for the year. Yeah. He's been out for a little bit. He got injured. He may be back in the game, but yet he may be out of the game. Depending, so we'll see. I'll check back in a little bit if he comes back out. I'm not doing really good on anything except for my first downs. Yeah, I'm not even doing good on that. Damn. Alright.
Down
Watch
on a
this.
pickup of 13.
Watch.
Like so many tight ends nowadays,
Watch
they have no
what
problem at all
happens.
putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Get ready.
The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
On play action, Brissett looking long for Thomas.
Intercepted.
Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Yeah, they should have known.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. He is hoping to find the end zone for a third time, and we sit now in the third quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, I think even more so, is offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men. And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Get it.
On the ground is Michel. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB.
2nd and 3. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the... And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Matt LaCosse, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to pour it on. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who could make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Brissett now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Brissett sets to throw it. Throw to the right. He's got the tight end here, Sternberger. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Brissett. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brissett to the tight end and complete. It's Sternberger over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, Brissett under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I'm going to hit you all.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's a rare 2-miss ball game for him now. Normally one of the more dependable guys you're going to find around.
Very unlike him. One of the better kickers in the NFL. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him physically or mechanically. He's just having one of those games.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also
very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot 1st down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early. And that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run with Michelle. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On the move to his left. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Damian Harris. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Damian Harris who finished things off with a touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it's a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it.
Brissett on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
It's a gain of 5, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Brissett again. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now is dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from their first one and blew out the Seahawks.
The backup Stidham, his first throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
The throw over the middle taken in, and they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Let's go. 18 Gator.
Mike 47. Go, go, go.
25. Check 20. Lead grip.
On first down, Lockhart. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Ready.
On second down, here's Stidham. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll pull it down. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Set. 60 outlaw.
47. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Right up.
To throw is Stidham. It's brought in by Harris. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And a bounce back here for him after a slow start. And sometimes that's how it goes with tight ends. Those catches in their games, they can go in waves at that position.
And you get so locked into stopping them that you think, okay, hey, look at that. We've held them down. And the best ones, you really don't hold down for an entire game. They're going to get their catches. Your job is to keep them from being big-time catches that break you down totally.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Boom! All day.
That right now That's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Brissett now. And this is Shepard on the catch. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing, Brissett. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Stephon Gilmore dials the corner blitz and earns the sack.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. To throw is Brissett. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Now for the point after. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now the Pats offense comes on, and they'll try for the 2-point conversion. After the interception, here's Stidham. Rolling, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Sack! Got him! Let's go, boys! Let's go!
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot.
No.
No, okay.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Saints coming out now to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for New England, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.